Hello everybody, welcome back to Pafandi Travels. Now, as you can see from the back of this video, you can actually tell the sky is cloudy, and this one tells you that right now in the coastal region of Kenya it is cold, it is a rainy season. Now that put aside, we just have to keep on updating you since I'm right here in Kenya. Okay, now what is going on in the recent past? A lot of things are going on until we miss out on some of the key events that are going on in our countries, or rather in our country. Even before we were done with the Migori people throwing a shoe at the president, we had some other news coming in that a section of Kenyans have actually entered Uganda, and they actually wanted to participate in the elections. Oops, I almost fell down. They actually wanted to participate in the elections, and actually some of the elections in the villages, they were cancelled because it is alleged that Kenyans were there voting. And I'm like, okay, who actually sent these people? Is it that somebody is trying to get Kenyans to Uganda to go and vote, or it's just out of Kenyans' crooked ways to go and just do things the way they want it to be done? I don't know about that. So let me know in the comment section below if there was a politician behind that, or maybe guys were just crossing into Uganda to go and vote. And that is why I'm saying sometimes Kenyans, I remember sometimes someone made a joke and was like, hey, since the COVID times, you remember the COVID times, we were given the COVID jabs and all that. It's kind of like no Kenyan, it's Akosawa. It's kind of all of us, we went mad. I do not know about that. Anyway, that is just a joke in the social media. So guys, on the other side of that is in Busia. They actually crossed into Uganda. Busia, there's a Busia in Uganda, and also there's a Busia in Kenya. And sometimes you find that we have some guys who are actually doing businesses in Uganda, and they actually live in Kenya, and vis-a-vis. So some guys, it is reported they actually got into Uganda to go and participate in the voting process. And I'm like, okay, how did that happen? How? We have gone that far? And then someone online just made a comment and said, hey, maybe for them to know that these are Kenyans, someone who was just there and decided to shout, the so and so must go, and that is why they knew, hey, or maybe the accent, they were able to tell guys inside here from Kenya. Okay, sorry guys for the wind, it is a bit windy. As I said, remember we are in the rainy season, and if you go to the other side, you're actually going to go to the beach. I actually stay let me say a few minutes walk to the beach, so that is where you can see this, or rather you can feel there's a lot of wind into this video. Now a lot is happening regionally, or rather in East Africa. I'm telling you, Tanzania is growing silently. Now, as we were busy throwing a shoe at the president, we were busy trying to enter Uganda and all that, Tanzania decided to ban all local transactions using foreign currencies. So as a tourist, or rather as a visitor, if you happen to be in Tanzania and you're using Kenyan currency, you're using the dollar, you're using the euro, oh my god, you're not going to carry out any transaction, because right now they say, according to, is it 2006 Act? Yeah, the bank's regulations, actually everybody is supposed to, you need to change your money at the bank. That is, if you are entering into Tanzania as a visitor, as a tourist, you need to change your money at a bank or at the bureau. So if you're going to Tanzania, just remember, there's nothing like you're going to pay that trader in Kenya shillings or in USD or in euros. So that is what has been happening as we were busy, chasing other things. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean to the people? Remember, if you are doing business in Tanzania, you are buying goods, or rather you are giving out some services. Some people have done contracts and all that. They have been given a year. They need to redo all that and ensure the quotations are all done in T shillings. How about that? Okay, this is just a way of making strong the Tanzanian currency and all that. Remember, Tanzania in itself, sometimes, you know, the currency, not even sometimes, most of the time the currency, it's a bit low. So these are just some of the ways to ensure the currency is strengthened. So there's no way you can go into Tanzania and expect you're going to pay using a dollar. That one is not acceptable. Now, as I said, according to this is section 26, actually it's section 26 of the Bank of Tanzania Act 2006. You know, all contracts are supposed to be amended and all transactions are supposed to be done in T shillings. Okay, how about that? So remember, if you're visiting Tanzania as a tourist, you better go to a bureau to exchange your currency or go to any commercial bank, and then you're going to be sorted out. Okay, now on to another thing. How does this affect, let's say, Kenya or the business people, or rather the traders who are doing business in Tanzania? Okay, as I said, you just have to do what? To convert your currency into T shillings, or rather, if you're having the dollar, you just need to convert it into T shillings before any transaction. Okay, now that one is going to affect some of the people, because sometimes you find that if you had 20, let's say you had 1,000 Kenya shillings and you're going to convert it into Tanzania, sometime back it was just an automatic 1,000, but right now the conversion rate, I think it's about 18, so you find you are getting something like 800 shillings or 900 shillings instead of the 1,000 bob. So traders, or rather business people, are going to face some losses due to all that, you know, the currency exchanges and all that. Now, if you're a visitor, just remember, as I said, you need to do what? Change your dollar, change your Kenyan money just before you get into Tanzania. In case you are in Tanzania and you're going to violate any of this, you want to pay some of the traders using the Kenya shillings, using the dollar, just be sure Tanzanians have been advised to report any cases. Okay, so thank you so much for always coming back to watch my video. If this is your first time to bump into this channel, kindly consider to subscribe, like, and also share this video. I am coming to you live from Diani. Pesh, mambo, you're good? Aha. Okay, so this is how beautiful Diani is right now, even though the weather is so cloudy, but this is how the whole place looks like. Okay, so see you in the next, and bye for now.